I still remember the day I stood in my parents' living room, my heart racing like a drum. My father sat in his chair, arms folded, his piercing eyes watching me. My mother stood to the side, her face calm but unreadable. I shifted on my feet, feeling small under their gaze. And me. My chest was tight, my palms sweaty as I tried to form the words. I want to marry Ikenga, I said finally, my voice shaking. The room went quiet, too quiet. I could hear the ticking of the clock on the wall. My father didn't move, but his eyes narrowed. My mother glanced at him, then at me. They both knew who Ikenga was, and they both knew he wasn't just any man. He was married. He had children. And here I was, their Christian daughter, asking to become a second wife. My father leaned forward in his chair, his voice steady but firm. Are you sure about this choice? I hesitated. Was I sure? Honestly, I didn't know. But what I did know was how I felt about him, the man who made me laugh, who made me feel seen, who brought me out of the loneliness I'd carried since my first marriage ended in betrayal. I swallowed hard, my voice barely above a whisper. Yes, I'm sure. Let me take you back to how it all started. It was an ordinary evening. I was scrolling through social media, aimlessly clicking through pictures and posts, trying to distract myself from the pain of my failed marriage. My husband of 2 years had cheated on me, and the divorce had left me broken and unsure if I would ever trust love again. That's when I saw his picture, Ikenga. His smile caught my attention first. Calm, confident, and so handsome. He looked like the kind of man who had his life together, the kind of man who could bring peace to chaos. Without thinking, I clicked like on his picture. 2 days later, he messaged me. From that first message, everything changed. We talked every day. He was charming and thoughtful, asking me about my dreams, my struggles, my favorite things. His deep, steady voice on the phone felt like home. He told me he was married with 2 children, but he's open for polygamy. At first, I didn't think much of it. I wasn't looking for anything serious. I just wanted someone to talk to, someone who could make me forget the emptiness I felt inside. But weeks turned into months, and I found myself falling for him. He was different from any man I'd ever known. On Valentine's Day, I invited him to a party. When he arrived, all eyes were on us. He held my hand, opened doors for me, and made me feel like I was the only woman in the room. You're so lucky, one of my friends whispered to me that night. He's everything a woman could want. And he was, but there was one thing I couldn't ignore. His wife liked him. As time passed, our relationship grew stronger. I couldn't go a day without hearing his voice. But with that love came doubt. Could I really do this? Could I marry a man who already had a family? What would people say? One day I asked him, "What do you see for us?" "I want you to be my wife," he said without hesitation. His words thrilled me, but they also scared me. I told my sister about him, and she encouraged me to follow my heart. But when I told a close friend without revealing it was me, her reaction was different. "Why would anyone agree to be a second wife?" she said, disgusted. "It's like signing up for heartbreak." Her words stung. For days I couldn't stop thinking about them. Was I making a mistake? When I finally told my parents, I was ready for a fight. But to my shock, my mother supported me. "If this is what will make you happy, then go ahead," she said. My father was hesitant. "Are you sure this is a life you want?" he asked again. I nodded. "Yes, Papa. I love him." The biggest surprise came when I decided to speak to his wife. I expected anger, maybe even insults. Instead, she welcomed me. If it makes him happy, then I'm happy too, she said. Just take care of him. We're a family now. Her grace and calmness stunned me. I realized then that love isn't about ownership, it's about partnership, respect, and understanding. Now, as I sit here, married to Ikenga, I feel a peace I've never known before. It wasn't an easy choice. People judged me, some friends walked away, and there were moments I doubted myself, but looking back, I don't regret it. When I think about marriage, I realize that society spends so much time shaming polygamy, yet most failed marriages I know of are monogamous. People assume one man and one woman will make things simpler, but it's not about the number of people. It's about the effort you put in, the respect you show, and the love you build. Polygamy doesn't have to be chaos. My husband loves me and his first wife, and we've found a way to make it work. Together, we've built a family based on trust. Nollywood may portray polygamy as a constant war, but in reality, it can bring stability and joy if done with the right heart. Lesson: don't let society or other people's experiences define your life. There are more failed monogamous marriages than polygamous ones, yet people still judge. Test every piece of advice, seek peace, and live your truth. Life is too short to follow someone else's rules. For me, polygamy isn't a curse, it's a blessing, and I wouldn't trade my life for anything. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe, comment, like, and share.